You know the feeling, you see the phone ringing and let it go to voicemail. A knock on the door makes you freeze, hoping the person will just leave. And yet, you're not becoming bitter or antisocial. You're just aging. No one really talks about this part of getting older, the growing desire for more solitude. But here's the truth, that need for peace and quiet? It's not just normal. It might actually be good for you. In your younger years, social connection was woven into your life. It was everywhere, at school, work, through your children, during errands. Constant interaction felt natural. Maybe you even depended on it. But as time passes, something within you shifts. You begin to realize, you don't dislike people, you just don't need them in the same way. Let's explore the 6 reasons why solitude in your later years isn't a problem, it's wisdom. 1. Sensitivity to energy. When you're young, you put up with a lot. Gossip, bad friends, family drama, even boring conversations where the other person never stops talking. But after decades of enduring unnecessary noise, your soul starts drawing boundaries. You stop laughing at jokes that aren't funny. You avoid conversations that go nowhere. You stop indulging people who drain your spirit. This isn't cruelty. It's self-preservation. It's a clear sign that you finally respect your own emotional energy. 2. Emotional maturity and evolved priorities. You stop asking, who likes me, and start asking, who lifts me up? You're no longer chasing popularity or constant company. What you want now is peace. You want real conversations, not small talk. You'd rather sit in silence than fill space with empty words. This isn't loneliness. It's freedom. It's discernment. You no longer feel obligated to force smiles. You don't seek approval. You simply seek meaning. 3. Grief, loss, and selectivity. As you age, you lose people. Friends pass away, loved ones move, relationships fade. Each loss reshapes your world. But what most people don't realize is that many older adults aren't interested in rebuilding that same social landscape. It's not depression. It's a recognition that time is finite, and you now want depth over breadth. It's your soul quietly saying, I've loved, I've lost. I now choose what feels safe and true. 4. Social fatigue and emotional protection. You've spent your life being the peacemaker, the entertainer, the caretaker. It's exhausting. Now, even a 1-hour lunch with a talkative person can wear you out. A family gathering with competing conversations feels like a marathon. You begin to say no more often, not to be rude, but to preserve your energy. And here's the truth, not all older people are lonely. In fact, many find profound happiness in being alone. But society doesn't highlight this narrative. We're taught that connection is everything. But connection isn't always about other people. Sometimes, it's about reconnecting with yourself. 5. Self-knowledge and boundaries. One of aging's greatest gifts is self-awareness. You know who you are, what you need, and what you can't tolerate. You've outgrown small talk. You no longer subject yourself to uncomfortable situations out of politeness. You stop picking at old wounds. You stop making excuses for people who hurt you. Not out of spite, but out of respect for your peace. This quiet confidence often goes unnoticed, but it's powerful. And it shows that you finally understand that your time and energy are precious. 6. A deeper relationship with time. When you're 20, an hour feels disposable. At 70, it feels sacred. You become careful with your time. Every phone call, every conversation, every outing has a cost, not just in time, but in emotional effort. And sometimes, you decide the cost is too high. That's not avoidance. That's self-love. You may begin to notice that others don't understand this change. They say, you used to be so outgoing, or why don't you come around anymore? They're right. You've changed. And that's exactly the point. You didn't live this long to keep playing a role you've outgrown. You're not here to entertain. You're here to be yourself. You're allowed to say no. To cancel plans. To decline the invitation and choose peace over obligation. You're not being rude. You're being real. And that's one of the holiest things about aging. You shed roles that no longer fit. You stop defending your choices. You stop apologizing for being tired. For going home early. For not answering the phone. That kind of truth feels like freedom. As you age, your emotional bandwidth changes too. Maybe you were always the one who organized, checked in, held things together. But after years of being the glue, you begin to wonder, who's holding me? And if no one is, you start letting go. Not to hurt others, but to stop hurting yourself. Let go of the pressure to always be available. Let go of toxic conversations. Let go of the need to be understood by everyone. You'll lose some people, but the ones who remain? They'll be your gold. And don't forget, your physical body also changes. Loud environments might feel overwhelming. Long dinners might be too much. Your knees, your back, your ears, they speak up more. And so you shift. You choose earlier hours, smaller gatherings, quieter moments. You design your life around your well-being instead of forcing yourself to keep up. Then comes another profound change, your identity. You may no longer have small children. You may no longer be working. You're retiring, or perhaps already retired. This transition reshapes who you are. And with it, your social world shifts too. People you used to bond with, co-workers, parents of your children's friends, younger relatives, may feel distant now. But that's okay. You're not meant to hold on to every connection forever. Some drift away to make room for those rare, quiet, meaningful interactions. A single conversation with someone who sees you can mean more than a crowd that barely knows you. Less noise. More peace. Fewer distractions. More significance. You're not rejecting people. You're refining your life. And that refinement may feel lonely at first. But over time, it becomes a kind of clarity. And here's the best part. This shift toward solitude, toward inner peace, it might actually help you live longer. Research shows that lower stress and improved mental well-being are linked to greater longevity. So when you say no to draining conversations, walk away from noise, and choose rest over performance, you're not pulling back. You're leveling up. You're preserving your energy for what truly matters. And that's why so many older people seem calmer. Softer. They've stopped performing. They've stopped trying to fix the unfixable. They speak less, but when they do, it matters. They move slower, but with greater purpose. They're not running from others. They're walking toward the version of themselves they were always meant to become. You are not alone in this transformation. You are evolving. And it's beautiful.